Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick Billions, episode 8, episode 9.
Where the fuck is Donnie?
Where the fuck is Donnie?
Where the fuck is Donnie? David Kroner, by the way, plays Donnie, and he's good.
He's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I mean, they've cast the show incredibly well.
Oh yeah, the parade of like great sort of New York theater / character actors.
Right,
you
right,
know.
right.
I wish I'd been here last week because I love that this show figured out what's the one thing that Axe could do to make him disliked by the general public, because we have such a soft spot for people who make a lot of money in this country that you have to really dig to find something
totally.
awful enough to make them go, ugh. And they found it.
They found it. They found it. Exploit 9/11. Even though I think his way of handling it, I mean, I think he ought to do it at a press conference. He did it to the firefighters. We don't know how much it worked because they still went out and rolled over the
farm,
farm where all the vegetables for the restaurant are grown. But he, that honesty, like, hey, when the first plane hit, we didn't know it was terrorism. I just thought, oh, great, an opportunity to make money. This is what I do.
Yeah.
And then when the second plane hit, and he knew his colleagues were either dead or in serious jeopardy. Although you couldn't have known who was dead yet, right? Until it collapsed, right? He doubled down.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is what they do. I think honesty is his way out. I get that there's some people who are going to be mad permanently, but I do think that's his way out.
I don't know that doing a press conference though. I feel like if he goes out and makes a big showy statement about it, it might not go.
Well, I mean, I think you get this kind of coverage. You're on the front page of the New York Post and you're losing clients.
That's true.
You'd have to do something.
The weird thing about it is, and we you know, if you watch our Better Call Saul or O.J. Simpson things, you know, I've kind of talked about the idea of like lawyers who are horrible, horrible people who you totally want to be your lawyer if you need them, you know?
Right.
There's something about this where I could see it turning around as like, yes, he's despicable, but don't you want him making money for you?
Yeah. Like,
you know, don't you want that instinct, like, you know, managing your portfolio?
Right, and of course you do. Of course you do, even though I get in New York, that would be a...
No, totally.
And I guess because they said at the beginning of the show that he's like a saint, that everybody loves him. He's the baron who everybody...
yeah, even buying that obscene house in the Hamptons didn't turn off the populace that much.
But this did, and he's lost the police unions, and the firefighters are against him, and
Laura's family.
Laura's family, divorced that guy. Says one of her brothers,
Yeah, look, it's that. Well, in that building, they ask him to take that. That's how it starts. Is them getting him to take the name off the building. And
he's like, and he's like, I was wondering when I was going to see you.
The jackals and the hyenas are the feet on the carcass.
And he's great because one of the great things is the rapidity with which he does the math.
Oh yeah.
He's like, well, it's $100 million at 3.5%. Okay, great. So you just pay me back $1,875,000, whatever it is, and we're good.
Otherwise, it's Axelrod Hall or go fuck
Go
yourself.
fuck yourself all.
Which I love the idea of them just making it go fuck yourself Hall, just to not have his name on it, you know.
All intriguing stuff. Now, what do we think is going on with Donnie?
Obviously, the whole what was the big buy that he just did?
Chemlot.
He did the Chemlot that they've been tracking.
But yeah, so that's totally that. I think Axe knows what's going on. They're doing something to draw out the DA's office, be like, haha, this is all legit.
Definitely.
Right.
You know, it's what we said about the woman they were blackmailing early on in the season. It's like you go tell your boss that it's happening, and then either they'll forgive you and maybe use you as a double agent, and that's what.
So we think Donnie either did that or from the get-go, that first whatever got Donnie in trouble in the first place
was all a setup.
Was all a plan.
Could be.
Yeah.
I don't.
And do we what has happened to Donnie?
I think it's the whole time I thought he was going to die in this episode.
Suicide seems
I think suicide.
He's got kids, so I didn't think that was
and he kept saying not to
But
see
he
my
went to
kids.
a religious leader? Like, I don't know. I think he's just under too much pressure. I don't think it's that he doesn't love his kids. I think he thinks it's over.
Also he looked terrible.
Yeah.
So do we think he has a terminal disease and that enabled Axe to get him to play a role because there's no jail time in it for him? And Axe could be like, and here's $20 million for your family.
You could be right because he has gotten up multiple times during meetings and said, I don't feel good and left.
Right.
This has happened multiple times.
True.
So
and
it
we
wouldn't
assume
probably
that's
be poisoning. That's a
nerves,
good
but the way he looked,
Yeah.
and then obviously collapsing at the end, that's not nerves.
point. And all the drugs that he puts into his drawer when the raid happens.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Whole pile.
You're right.
You're a
He's
genius.
sick.
Yeah, he's got
That's it.
cancer or something.
Yep. some kind of cancer.
And we know he's gay because he made a Laura Mars reference.
The being in bed with another man.
No, that too,
Right.
sure, but really, it's the eyes of Laura Mars.
But interesting. Always we're reaching a point in pop culture where sexuality doesn't have to be a plot point. It's just
there, yeah.
It's just
So
a thing.
nice.
Well, it's like when they talk about, the whole thing about, the Sandra Bullock syndrome. Like, does this character have to be a man? Does this character have to be white? Does this character have to be straight?
Right.
Yeah.
And you can throw these characters in, and then it doesn't suddenly be that's the defining characteristic of this character. It's just, these people exist in the world, and they're used
Nobody's
in the
blackmailing him because he's gay.
Exactly.
Right.
Nobody gives a flying
that-
fuck. He's a rich stockbroker.
But that did happen to the woman at the beginning. So I think it's interesting because they have a lesbian couple and then they automatically have to show them like massively having sex and doing some
cocaine, not the lesbians that they were blackmailing her.
Right. But yes, but
I'm
still
just
it's
saying they
different.
like them
Well, it's
naked.
different for again, women are. It's the
Still have to
wagon.
be objectified even if we get the normal gay relationship.
And
You
who's
can't have everything.
And learning it on reminding ourselves of it on episode 1 of The Americans where she had a significant role, and here she is with a meaty scene in this. Connerty's the woman he's having an affair with, the agent he's having the affair with, Terry. Here.
Right.
Is her name Terry in both shows?
Oh, maybe.
It might be.
Yeah, I think this is the wife. Yeah, I think she is Terry on one of the shows, actually.
Maybe, yes.
And I had forgotten that Connerty was on the first season of Daredevil. He has a great role in that. Like, if you haven't seen it yet, if only to see the guy who plays Connerty on the show, he's amazing on Daredevil season 1.
But just the way she broke that off, and she's right about everything. She's like, your boss is taking advantage of you, your body language is wrong, you're leaning into Condola Rashad, or whatever, I think, which is the actress's name. She's great, too.
Oh, yeah.
Another great, Harry Lennox last week, another great character actor, by the way, is her dad.
It's her dad. That was so great. But then she's like, so this thing between us, she's like, yeah, that's done, right?
We're good here.
But she cares about him. Like, she doesn't. She's ballsy enough to end that thing because she knows it ain't right for her now, and he's leaning the other direction. But he's dumb. He's missing everything. She's so much smarter than he is.
Yeah.
Like, so I love her sort of strength and power, even though what she'd like is him to go, let's just be a couple. That would be nice. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So what about the scene between Maggie Siff and Malin Ackerman? Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a really good scene.
Yeah.
That was a
coming.
great scene.
That was coming.
Well, yeah, again, because Maggie Smith is in this. I can't imagine anybody in real life would hang on this long. Like, it's such an untenable position, and meanwhile, like, obviously she's figured out by the end of the episode that she's been lied to yet again by her husband about what's going on. And I love how the running joke is always like, yeah, you were accused. That's cute. Like,
Now at least everybody knows. But she's been dishonest too, but not to the same extent. But she can't work in that job. She cannot.
No, it's
I get it.
insane.
It's too
It's
much.
insane.
I mean, the investigation is too much. Like, I got it. He's the U.S. attorney. Yes, she makes more money, but he's the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. For the love of God, you gotta get another high-powered job.
I'm starting to worry about her being in danger.
Maybe,
at this
sure.
point,
I am
with
sure
all
there's
this stuff going on.
But it's always like we said it at the first episode. This show, the strength in this show is, and deliberately so. I mean, the characters. This is about Damian Lewis and Giamatti.
Yeah.
But the photos there maybe should be Malin Ackerman, Maggie Siff, with whoever plays Terry poking her head out. Like, I mean, the women are so smart here. They are, and when she guts the restaurant, he's like, you could have. She reversed that line. He said, you should have told me. And she's like, as he said to her 2 weeks earlier, I'm telling you now, And she's like, this is me fighting back.
Yeah.
I'm shedding the extra stuff so that we can have the real fight. Like, she knows what's going on.
I'm sure he doesn't know that she talked to Maggie. What do you think his response would be to that?
I think he'd understand it for both of them. Well, certainly Maggie had no choice, and he'd understand it for her too. And it might be that he's too blind. He's too trusting of Maggie, and she's like, "You're crazy to trust us because she's married to Chuck Rhodes. How do you?
Right.
You're not. I mean, she should quit, and he should fire her. Like, if she won't reveal inside information about what Chuck is doing, and of course she won't, then he's got to be like, here's $10 million. Here's your severance package.
Bye-bye.
We gotta be done with this. So.
Yeah, I am surprised. That's the first time we've talked about that. But why hasn't he? That's really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, because he won't be made to do anything by anyone else, and that would be Chuck making him do it. And he's like, I like her. She's helped my business, and he's loyal.
it's their special bond.
He's loyal, except to the pouch.
Loyal, and it's
except to the pouch. He was not loyal.
True,
not loyal to the pouch.
but it's acknowledging that to let her go would be to acknowledge that Chuck is having any efficacy whatsoever.
That's true.
Nobody turns down a limo, right?
No.
All right, man, we got to go. Good stuff. I love this show. 3 episodes remaining of Billions, and I'm pretty sure we're getting some more dollar bill Stern. The show's nothing without dollar bill. All right, thanks.